gospel and hands are raised. Average American Christian gets out of their seat. They start with the garden, how we felt it depraved, and there's a gap between us and God and we need saved. And Christ got off the throne, came down and died, got up out the tomb, so now we're alive. But then they take their seat and crack a smile, as if they've told the completion of the gospel. But tell me what happened from the first to the second Adam. Is it just chapters thrown at us from a Gatling gun? Does it matter? Since we're prone to the latter, does it even factor? Are we slackers? Is there a table full of bread and we're just handing out crackers? I'm asked. Take a look at the book of Acts of the Apostles. The gospel is modeled in a situation that is hostile. Stephen stone cold with a message resting on stone is about to take a stone to the dome for the gospel that he stands on. And the gospel that he stands on starts with Abraham, moves through the covenants to the covenant lamb, deals with the prophecies. This is my point, man. If you're gonna preach the gospel, then preach the whole thing. Not a lot of people know the gospel message as a whole. We need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel on. Let's start where God tells Abraham to lift up his eyes and blesses him with the land portion of massive size. That we see in Genesis 26 and 35, the same promises given through the Abrahamic line. And then for 20 dimes, the favorite of the 12 tribes is sold into slavery so that he will be kept alive. See, God's faithfulness is fulfilling his promises through 400 years of slavery and bondage. And then a redeemer steps on the scene. His name's Moshe, meets God in a bush that won't burn up and is taught God's ways. He leaves Egypt with God's firstborn and Pharaoh's too. Except Pharaoh's is dead and God's is living proof that God, you're faithful in all you do and all you decree. Like Jeremiah 30:31 through 33, a covenant that you made and faithfully fulfilled by sending the lamb who was slain and had his blood spilled. See, there's a gap between us and God and we needed saved. So Christ got off the throne and Christ got out the grave. The New Testament is nothing without the old. I'm being bold, I know I'm pushing the envelope, but his message of faithfulness is magnified in the whole. I promise he promised he's coming back for Israel. Just the sound of his voice pulls us out of Sheol. So no more living in darkness, the light has been exposed. And not a lot of people know the gospel message as a whole. We need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel on. Not a lot of people know the gospel message as a whole. We need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel. We need to preach the gospel on.